Hi everyone, it's Tim here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about slash chords and how we can go about learning these, playing these and teaching them. Slash chords are great because they add a lot of harmonic interest and resonance to sounds, and they really help with voice leading, which we're going to be talking about in a moment. We should probably just start off with what are slash chords, what do they look like in music, and how do you actually go about playing them? How do you read those chord symbols? And then how can we actually teach them to our students? So that's what we're going to be covering today. I'll give you some examples, I'll play some things on the piano as well. If you're enjoying these videos and finding them useful, please do like, subscribe to the channel, and of course leave any questions or comments below the video. All right, let's jump into what slash chords, what are these slash chords, what are they all about? Well, as you've probably seen in music, a lot of the time you'll get nice simple chords like B flat or C or G minor, and they're just written like that. But as we get more complex and more interesting, you'll start to see slash chords, which look like this. We've got G on E flat, or C slash E, or G slash B flat. And these slashes are telling you something about how the chord needs to be played. And so students need to understand this if they're going to be playing from lead sheets. What this is telling you is really, really simple. The first letter before the slash on the left-hand slash is what you would play in the right hand. That's the chord that you would play. Or if you're a guitarist, that's the chord, the upper notes of the chord. The section to the right of the slash is what the left hand plays. This is the bass note. So all a slash chord is doing is telling you that the chord you're playing doesn't have the root note in the bass. It's got a different bass note. So just for simplicity, remember that if we're talking about an F chord here, the root note of the F chord is an F, and that's what we would play here. But if it's a slash chord, then there could be any other note in the left hand. It could be an E or a B, D or C or A flat or F sharp or whatever note you want. Whatever comes after that slash is what your left hand is going to play. You will have heard this in lots of music. Let me give you a couple of examples. So I'm going to play here a C chord, moving to a C slash E, moving to an F, and then a G. This is a really common kind of progression and a sound you'll hear a lot. Now listen to the bass note. So we've got the regular C chord and then we've got a slash chord, C slash E. What does that do to the sound? Well, you can hear it wants to go somewhere. It wants to lead to the F chord. So in this way, slash chords are really helpful for moving chords along and leading the voice. It also makes the left hand more interesting. So if you were just to play C, C, F, that would sound quite different and not nearly as interesting as this. Let me give you another example. If we went from a G chord, let's say we're going from a G chord to an A minor, we could use a slash chord in the middle of those two. And it's this one here. Have a listen. You've probably heard it before. So this chord here is an E slash G sharp. Now, those of you who know your music theory will know that what we're actually doing when we put this note in the left hand of an E chord, we're playing an E in first inversion. So let's just quickly revise inversions, right? So if we're playing a C chord in root position, we've got the first, third, and fifth in that order. If we move to first inversion, the bottom note jumps to the top, and we've got third, 5, and 1 at the top. This is called a first inversion chord. And you can see what note's on the bottom? It's an E, right? Now you can achieve that in the right hand by playing the chord like this, but you can also achieve the same sound by keeping the chord in root position, or in any position really, and changing the left hand note to that first inversion note, which is the E. And you can hear how different that is, right? So here's the root position, and here's first inversion using a slash chord. If I was just to do it in the chord in the right hand, it would sound like this. But we don't have to do that. We can just use the left hand. And that's one of the uses of slash chords. But slash chords don't always have to be about first inversions as well. Let's take this chord. I love doing this with students, so try it out if you would like to do something super creative. We're going to play an F sus chord, which is this chord here. F, B flat, and C. I'm going to play it with an octave at the top because it sounds kind of nice. Now, in the left hand, if we were playing the root note of the chord, what would we play? Well, we'd play the F, right? And that sounds okay, but we can get really interesting using a slash chord. So what if we had F sus in the right hand, slash a different note? How about D flat? Whoa, how cool is that chord? What about E flat? Sounds pretty cool to me. And that's naturally leading somewhere, isn't it? Back to the F chord. We don't have to stop there. We could F sus again, slash G flat, A flat, B flat. And I've changed to a B chord here. So slash chords can be super helpful for just creating really rich, warm, interesting sounds. I mean, this kind of sounds like the cliffhanger of a movie or a soap on TV or something. What's going to happen next? And that's just a slash chord. So let's explore some slash chords in use in music that you'll probably recognize. Do you recognize this tune? Oh, of course you will. It's Piano Man by Billy Joel, isn't it? Can you pick the slash chords? Let me play it again without the melody and see if you can hear that sound of a slash chord. Here we go. Now, I've already played 2 slash chords in that. So let's go through it and have a look. So we start with C chord, nice easy one. And this is a great one to explore with students, by the way. And it's in my top 10 pop song download. It's great because it's in C major and it uses some nice, easy progressions, chords. So we've got C. The next chord, well, you could do, what did I do? I did G slash B. Could almost do E minor slash B. So we've got C, G slash B. So I'm playing a G chord in the right hand, B in the left. And then it goes to A minor. And then we've got this chord, which is a C chord, slash G. Okay, sorry, couldn't help myself. So that's one example of a couple of slash chords in use. I found another one, really great example of this, that uses slash chords every second chord, more or less, as well. And that's A Whiter Shade of Pale. Have a listen. Here we go. Sorry. Now, as an example, let me demonstrate by taking out all the slash chords. And I'm just going to use the root note of each of the chords in the song. Have a listen. Oh, there's one. It's actually quite tricky to do because it leads so beautifully, the voice leading, when you can use slash chords. What did you think? It wasn't nearly as nice to listen to, was it? So where are the slash chords here? We've got C. Now here we've got E minor slash B. Then A. And now we've got C slash G, like we had in Piano Man. And F. A minor slash G. Sorry, A minor slash E, D minor. Here we have F chord with C in the left hand, F slash C. So you can go and have a look at that on musicnotes.com, be able to have a look at that first page, have a look at the chords give it a try. And the best way to teach slash chords is, of course, to get really good at playing them yourself. So I encourage any teachers watching to do that. Now, I also have a couple of examples in my 27 easy chord progressions to inspire creativity. This is a download you can grab at topmusic.co/easy. And this is just full of little chord ideas like this. So I'm going to play you one of these. It's a 4-chord progression number 20 in this. It actually just uses C in the left hand, so /C for every chord, while the right hand changes. So it starts with C, and then right hand changes to E flat, and then changes to D, and then D flat, and then C. Probably a progression you've heard before. And all of those, except for the first one, are all slash chords. Just kind of goes to show how many different chords you can put in the right hand over a slash and still make it sound cool. And I've got a longer progression that does exactly that. It's longer progression number 7 from the same download. And this one uses a nice simple progression moving from A to F to D and then to E in the left hand, while the right hand chords change. And it sounds a bit like this. It's a great one to explore with students if you're working on slash chords. Put on a beat, a nice, cool, funky drum beat, and play along to that. Students will really enjoy it. But what have we got here? We've got A minor, and then we've got G/A, and F/A, and G/A. And then that pattern just repeats, moving the left hand down. Voila, easy, right? So I hope that's helped you understand a little bit more about slash chords. Remember, it's super easy. The letter on the left-hand side of the slash is the chord that you play in your right hand. The letter on the right side is what your left hand is going to be doing. I know it's sort of kind of a little bit backwards, isn't it? But anyway, you'll get the hang of it. Just think as well, if you're unsure and you're teaching lead sheets to a student who's not that confident on sevenths or augmenteds or added chords or slash chords, you can always, just to get the feel for the song, just play it without any of the slash chords and sevenths and things like that. Just everything in root position, nice and simple. And then you can add some of the color that comes with slash chords and suspensions and sevenths and things like that. I'm going to wrap it up there. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them below. I hope that's been useful. And yeah, try these out with your students. It adds so much color to any kind of 4-chord composing they might be doing. And make sure you grab that download as well. topmusic.co/easy. You've got 27 chord progressions you can explore. Just do one at the start of every lesson and have a bit of fun with it. All right, see you everyone.